Hey everyone, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. In the past year, the amount of SpeedCubes on the market has exploded. There are a lot of new cubes on the market, so let's compare them and see what is best for you. Now this comparison is being done in the spring of 2015. Within a few months, there will most likely be another great cube on the market, and by next year, there will most likely be a whole new video and comparison that will have to be done. Before we go through the cubes, I want to note that you can be sub 10 solver on any of these cubes. None of them will give you a huge jump in times unless you are using anything that would not be considered a speed cube. Most of the cubes have had the stickers replaced by my own shades from the cubicle, which there's a link in the description, so I can properly test the cubes. I want to give a big thank you to the cubicle for donating some of the cubes and allowing me to do this. Stop by the store and use discount code SpeedCubeReview for 5% off your order. We're going to go over 1. Some cubes that are still relevant but will not be in my final comparison. 2. A quick comparison of cubes by the same company. And 3. Overall comparison of all top cubes on the market today. The first cube I want to talk about is the DaYan Zhanchi. The Zhanchi revolutionized the way cubes are made and is partially responsible for many of the great cubes that are available today. It was a cube that held the previous world record of 5.55 seconds by Matt's vault. It is a great cube, but compared to the newer ones on the market, it's a bit catchy. Another cube that's relatively good, but most likely won't be seen as the main for most speed cubers, is the Shengshou Aurora. It's incredibly smooth and quiet. This is a great cube for getting into speed cubing because of how controllable it is. For fast solvers, it has a tendency to lock up with inaccurate turning. It does boast a low price tag, which is a slight bonus. Rubik's came out with a speed cube and it has some very nice tiles. The cube is very fast and corner cutting is just below 45 degrees. Reverse corner cutting is where the cube falters. Again, you will most likely not see many speed cubers using it as their main, but if you'd like a speed cube and want to support Rubik's brand, this is not a bad cube to get. We are not going to include the AoLong version 1 in this comparison. It is an amazing cube, but it's no longer in production. We will be including the version 2 though. Now, let's look at some cubes by MoYu. MoYu has really paved the way for the cubing industry in 2014. The 3 big cubes available today are the WeiLong, AoLong, and the recently released HuaLong. The WeiLong came first and has a quite blocky feeling to it. It's very smooth but can catch a bit. The AoLong is a bit more bubbly and can flex a bit more. It has a similar feel as far as speed goes. It is less catchy than the WeiLong but has a much higher tendency to corner twist at similar tensions. The new HuaLong is said to be an enhanced version of the WeiLong. It is very fast and flexes a ton. It corner cuts just as well as the AoLong but without the corner twisting. The WeiLong and AoLong feel a bit similar in terms of weight and speed, while the HuaLong cranks it up, feeling very airy, light, and fast. Another cube made by the same company but under the YJ name is the GuanLong. The GuanLong's claim to fame is its low price tag. You can pick it up for under $5 and is extremely cheap if bought in bulk. It is light and airy, almost like the HuaLong but more so, and also without being as fast or flexible. Corner cutting is not as good as other cubes on this list, but it'll still work well for most cubers. Earlier this year, MoYu released a new branch to its company for one of its designers. The Cong's design YueYing is a very interesting cube. It is a tad smaller than the standard 57mm size. The corners have holes in them, allowing for amazing corner cutting in both directions. It's not a super speedy cube, but not sluggish by any means, and holds a cubic shape very well, not able to flex very much. This is a very flat feeling 3x3, and if you like that cubic shape, this is perfect. Because of the holes in the corner pieces, the cube is very loud. Now let's take a look at the Gans cubes. The 2 main ones out today are the 357 and the newly released 356. The 357 is light, airy, and fast. It can also flex a lot. It is quite similar to the HuaLong. The difference would be the feeling of the pieces. The Gans 357 has much sharper edges and corners, while the HuaLong feels more rounded. The shape of the pieces allows for incredible corner cutting in both directions. As far as the 356 goes, it is quickly becoming many people's mains. It has a similar shape to the 357, but is heavier, more stable, and not as fast. The internal structure is a bit different, with most notably a metal core and pieces that can have weights added to them. I made a video testing that, which you can check out if you're interested. A major issue with the 356 is catching on the corner pieces. Normally they slide off the center pieces fine, but if the center piece twists at all, they tend to lock up very easily. This was a major problem on mine, and I had to do a lot of sanding on the underside of the corner pieces to resolve this issue. It still can catch, but most of the time pushes through it. Now, although some have said they get the catches as well, others say they do not get any. Yuxin released a 3x3 and a 4x4 this year. The shape of the 3x3 resembles a Gans on the outside, but internals are more similar to an AoLong. It's not too fast of a cube, but corner cuts very well. Although it can flex in place, it's not as much as the Gans or the HuaLong. It is a great feeling cube and most notably has a price tag below $10. In the past year, Fangshi released the GuanYing. Its former flagship cube was a ShuangRen. The ShuangRen was fast for its time, but the GuanYing pumps that up a bit more. The ShuangRen was also known for being very scratchy. The GuanYing has a bit of that, but it's not as prominent. Although the cube is very fast, it cannot corner cut as well as some others on the list. Lastly, we have the QiYi BullFight. It is also known as a New Island Phoenix. It has an AoLong shape to it, but is a bit lighter and scratchier. This cube boasts a low price tag through QiYi and is under $10. Corner cutting is on par with many cubes on the list. Nothing extraordinary, but it's more than most people will need. Once again, you can be sub 10 seconds with any of these cubes. Any of these cubes would be a good purchase. What matters is the feeling you like. For example, there's no cube that a majority of people all use as their main. Felix Zemdeg's current main is a Gans 357 and was using the MoYu AoLong for quite some time. Colin Burns, who recently broke the world record with a 5.25 second solve, did that with the Yuxin 3x3, but says his regular main is the MoYu HuaLong. The former world record by Mats Falk was done with the DaYan Zhanchi. As far as other YouTube channels, both CrazyBadCuber and Cubologist recently switched to the Gans 356, and JR Cuber recently mentioned that the QiYi BullFight was his main. To help organize all the cubes I've mentioned today, I've put them into speed groups. Right now, the GuanYing, Gans 357, and HuaLong are all 5-star rated for speed on SpeedCubeReview.com. The GuanYing is the most stable in my opinion, followed by the HuaLong and the Gans 357 being the most flexible. Felix said that he likes the Gans 357 because it fits his rough turning style, and I'm sure the flexibility has a lot to do with that. In the medium speed column, we have the MoYu AoLong, Cong's Design YueYing, Gans 356, Yuxin 3x3, and the QiYi BullFight. The MoYu AoLong is a very good middle-of-the-road cube and will fit many people's turning style. The YueYing has amazing corner cutting and it's nearly impossible to corner twist. The Gans 356 is also nearly impossible to corner twist and is the quietest cube I've ever used. It can have some catching issues though. The Yuxin corner cuts very well and feels like an AoLong clone but with a low price tag. The BullFight also feels very similar to the AoLong but is a bit scratchier than some of the other cubes out of the box and boasts a low price point. So here are some of my final thoughts to keep in mind if you're looking for something to fit your style. The loudest cube is a Cong's Design YueYing, while the quietest is a Gans 356. For at least corner twisting, the Gans 356, 357, and Cong's Design YueYing are all very exceptional in this category. For fastest out of the box, we have the Gans 356, MoYu HuaLong, and Fangshi GuanYing. For least catchy out of the box, we have the Gans 357 and MoYu HuaLong. The most cubic shape is a Cong's Design YueYing. The most flexible is a Gans 357 and MoYu HuaLong. And the cheapest cube is a YJ GuanLong. Of course, any of these cubes you can alter with different lubrication. The three I have in front of me do a pretty good job of slowing down the cube, speeding up cubes, or just making a nice gummy feeling to the pieces. Now, I apologize if this comparison seems very vague. It is currently impossible to say that one cube is definitively better than another. On every cube shown in this video, my averages are within 1 second of each other. So if using one of these and you feel like you are stuck, a new cube will not make a sudden drop in your times. If you would like to let me know what your favorite speed cube is or have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to answer as many as possible. Thank you for watching, and as always, stop by SpeedCubeReview.com for more news and reviews.